happens when Luna takes a bath. She just stands here and hangs her head in shame. We're Brian and Megan.
We're an average American couple who loves to travel and explore.
Welcome to our Average Wild Experience. Hey guys, welcome back. It is 50 degrees out here today, so we are both itching to get out and about. So we are headed to Monocacy Hill Recreation Area, and we're going to go do some hiking. We're going to go do a loop out there. It's about 4 miles. It's about, I believe, 700 feet elevation, so nothing too crazy, but it's a nice little after-work adventure and walk for us. So we will take you along. We will see you when we get there. We are here at Monocacy Hill Recreation Area. We just took a look at the map up there, trying to figure out where we're gonna go. I think we have to follow the road a little bit from what it looks like. So we will see if we can figure out where the trail is. I do see actually a green hash right there. So we will go ahead and follow the trail and we will see what we see. Update, we found the trail. It was down the road a little bit more, or at least this what looks to be the trail. So we will go ahead and go through. We did see reports that it was pretty muddy, but still looks kind of frozen. So that's good news. I think it's Luna's personal mission to get as muddy and wet as possible. Pre-hike Luna, all dry. TBD for mud and wetness. And we'll see how muddy Luna gets during this hike. Hey Luna, come. There's no chill with this dog. It's either full-on sprint or I'm sleeping. There is no in between. Also, yes, I am wearing her leash as a, what do you call this, a sash? If you're wondering what the pink thing is on me. I think it really brings out my eyes, but what happened blue? You know, it complements my eyes then. Our hikes have been in the snow so far. I promise we're not in like the North Pole or something. We're just in Pennsylvania where it has finally snowed once, because the last 3 years it has not. So it finally snowed a decent amount and we're taking full advantage of it because we like snow, don't we, Lou? So a little history about this trail. Apparently it used to be a Indian trail. What is that? Yeah, interesting. We'll come back to that in a second. Graffiti circa 1925.
I don't think so.
This is the part where Luna gets muddy. So this is the oldest structure here, it looks like. It was built in 1925, and it's the lower half of the building where stone would be crushed and loaded on the railroad cars. And it was abandoned because the company was unable to complete the railroad line. So they went ahead and abandoned it. So a little history of the trail. This is the Monocacy Trail. It's been around since 1925, as we saw back there. It's an old Indian trail, and it runs from here through Philadelphia and into the Maryland line. There was actually a discrepancy of where it was and where the Maryland line ended back in the day, but that has since been figured out, and it does indeed run into the Maryland line. We'll see hopefully see some structures, as we saw back there. And we'll go through it. And like I said before, it climbs about 700 feet, and it's a 4-mile loop. So we will keep going and see how it is. We have a new channel goal, is 50 hikes this year. Currently this is our second. So every channel has to have a yearly goal. So this is one of the first goals that we have, is to hike 50 hikes. So we'll bring you along on hopefully all of them and document our process along the way.
Yeah. Hopefully we can bring Luna with.
Yes, we'll see how many. See how many we can bring Luna with. Some of the ones that we know that we're going to do later on this year that we have plans for are not dog friendly, so yeah, we won't see Luna in those, but that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. For sure. All right, we'll continue on. So we're not even a quarter of the way through yet, and this is the mud situation. Not bad, but not that great either. So we'll see what we can do. Bath is definitely needed, yes. Are you volunteering?
I always do it. What are you talking about? I always give her the bath.
It's true. I help, but I'm more.
One time.
I'm more of the just hold still and keep your head in the tub so it doesn't drip everywhere. And somehow, I always end up getting wet.
Okay, that was just this last time. We were washing her. She got super muddy, and it was the end of hunting season, so we washed her off, and I went to pour water on top of her to like get the soap off, and I just kind of threw it right on Brian's legs, and he was soaked, and I did not mean to, but it was kind of funny all the same. Hi, Luna Bell. You're so good. I know you are. She does such a good job of just like staying with us, getting a little bit ahead, turning back around. I've never had a dog like that. Usually they kind of just run off and you're like, oh well, poo. But she's a good one.
You wanna know why she's not a fan of the bridges? Because she's on a mission to get as muddy as possible. And you can't get muddy while on the bridges.
We're on you, Luna.
Found you out.
We're on.
Just called you out, dog. We've reached our first elevation point. If I'm just huffing and puffing behind the camera, it's still, actually it's March. So it's still winter season. Still holding on to that winter weight.
You have some holiday weight.
Another part of history here, parts of this trail were also known as the Great Wagon Trail, and it was coined by the colonials who used this on their way to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So a little bit of history, that's pretty cool.
Mud report. About what, halfway through, you think? And oh yeah, we are getting muddy. We are getting down in the mud and having some fun, aren't we, Lou?
Person's review of this trail, and they were like, it's very rocky, and I was like, you're outside.
Wait, rocks come from the outside?
I was like, what do you expect?
You hear geese? You hear geese? Where are they at? Lou, where are the geese? There they are. Flying up above. Fun fact, Luna loves to retrieve geese for us. We go goose and duck hunting, and Luna is the best because she goes out and gets them. And this was her first season. She retrieved about 60 geese this season. And how many ducks? Just one duck this year. But next year she's gonna have some experience with her, and we're really looking forward to next season taking her out hunting and having her retrieve more geese.
Every time she hears geese now, it's like a whole ordeal, and she tries to find them, and we're like, oh, she's ready to hunt, and it's not season. This is actually the Monocacy Trail. So it's the Monocacy Hill Trail that takes you up the hill. The last little steep stretch. But essentially, what we did this hike today was we basically walked all the way around the perimeter. Now we're going up the hill, and then we're gonna go back down. So it's just an excuse to get more miles.
The park is only 420 some odd acres, so they're really stressing for miles here. But I mean, it's a nice little park to go to, especially in March. And especially in March when it's 50 degrees. And even though we're struggling to get up the hill with snow, we're still having fun. I found the 700-foot elevation all in one spot. Go straight up, and it's a solid sheet of ice. So taking small steps to be careful, and you immediately slide right back down, and you must make no progress. I think this is the hardest 700 foot I've ever done, which seems ridiculous. But it was a solid sheet of ice, and you had no traction. And it's finally evening out, getting less icy. Hi. Oh. Made it just in time. Look at that. We made it!
It is getting dark, as you can tell. But now we have to try and get back to the truck before it gets dark, and we are a lot further than what we thought. So, update. It's very dark. We can still see a trail, and we know we're headed the right way.
She got right in for me. Like, okay.
This is what happens when Luna takes a bath. She just stands here and hangs her head in shame. Guys, I'm naked.
She is all three of them.
I have my collars. I'm naked, and I don't like it. Most situations.
Oh, it was way worse. So much worse.
So much worse than we thought.
No, I just mean this was solid ground.
Ah, gotcha. Did you have fun? That's up until now. Yeah.
I want to say, you gotta be careful with
Up until now.
All right, here we go. All right, so we are here at Monocacy.
Monocacy.
Another part of history here. This is another part of history here. This part of the trail was also known as the Great. Oh my goodness.
The Great Trail.
We wabbit hunting on the Great Trail. Great Wagon Trail. I'm wearing Luna's leash as her. I'm wearing Luna's leash. I'm wearing Luna's leash as a sash.
Taking out her frustrations, okay?
Frustrated, can't get up here, so you're taking it
That's why she was
on the wood.
crying.